Ryan. Damn it, Ryan. I'm
It's
not
like,
doing
damn it,
it.
Ryan, I invented this shit.
Right?
I programmed Minecraft. How it works.
I mean, I might as well at this point. I've put in enough time into this game to have
Have you looked at
programmed.
the source code?
No.
Okay. I really want to. I really
I
want to look
do
at the source
too.
code.
I mean, because it's built on Java, I mean, everything's added through libraries and
Yeah, but you'd have to. You have to. The whole thing is there's no source code included. It's
yeah.
all. I think maybe the modding community might be the best way to step into that. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
feel like they have to have a good understanding of how everything is coded.
And I mean, there are because of the way Mojang has sort of set up the architecture of it anyway. Just for the sake of, I mean, modular coding is sort of in modern programming, the best way to code.
Well, it depends on the project, but
Yeah.
if you're for big projects like this, I
Well,
got a really big lag spike for some reason. That's weird. Anyways,
well, I
I
mean,
have to
if you're
listen to
working for, if you're making like a Game Boy game, where, do you guys know, do you guys know, what the size of a Game Boy Advance game is?
16 megabytes.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Is that actually right?
is it 16 megabytes or 16 kilobytes?
I'm pretty sure it's megabytes.
I think it's big. Killer.
No,
Uh,
I'm pretty sure it's for Game Boy Advance.
I think it's kilobytes.
I'm pretty sure it's megabytes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's megabytes. That was Game Boy Advance was what 1990s.
Boy.
Definitely megabytes at that point.
Nope,
at that
it's,
point, in
it's
time.
kilobytes.
Really? 16 kilobytes?
16
So,
kilobytes.
Jacob,
Jesus Christ.
what's your level situation at right now? What level are you?
13. How many levels you need?
35.
Fuck, dude.
That's what happens when you keep repairing the same thing over and over. It reset actually when it updated, I think, because Nose Picker took like 3 levels to repair.
It got cheaper. I don't know if it reset. However, they did fix a couple of things. One, you can't constantly rename the tool to keep the level down.
Yeah.
It used to be that as long as you renamed it, it would still always only ever be, like 25 levels or whatever it was to repair.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Nose Picker is Unbreaking 10. Can you sleep, Ben? So, but it only costs like 3 or 4 levels to fully repair from like almost broken.
Yeah, but it will get more and more, and there's nothing, like eventually it won't be repairable.
Yeah.
I'm at that point now.
I want to say you can't repair anything over 39 levels.
I think it's 39, yeah. So Ben, have you ever
Yeah.
played Dragon Age?
I've seen someone play it.
I'm playing through Dragon Age Origins right now. I'm really enjoying it so far. Although today I was playing through it and I died and it set me back
in
about
the
an
bed.
hour, and I just stopped playing at that point because
Are you guys
I was
done?
like,
I'm in.
there we go. Let's stay. Let's stay, Jacob. But yeah, it's a really enjoyable game.
I've watched my friend play it. It seemed alright.
Oh, I know what the mod is that makes it so if over 50% of players are in its sets today.
What's that?
It's called Morpheus.
Oh yeah, I was there when you.
The only problem is that it's a bucket plugin,
Oh shit. That's annoying.
which means I would have
Could
to
you-
make it a bucket server, which I'm not a fan of bucket servers.
Is it possible to convert it?
Not that I've seen.
I'll
That,
look into
that
it.
doesn't mean that it's not.
I'll look into it.
Because
Because I'm wondering if the reason they made it a bucket plugin is just because that's what they were most familiar with, or if that's because it was the only way it could be implemented. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, usually for servers, or at least with older servers, well, okay, for servers in which you sort of have an account,
Yeah.
they're usually forge servers. For servers in which you have like territory and stuff, those
Okay.
those are usually bucket servers.
Yeah.
Like anything that's sort of like command line based is usually bucket. But I don't
Yeah, I
know.
plan on spending most of tomorrow programming, so I'll look into it.
What's
After
programming?
I have a couple of things I need to program. I may actually, if you don't mind, I may steal some server space from you for a couple months, if you don't mind. It wouldn't be anything like big.
Yeah, I can host. Are you programming like a personal website or?
No, it's something for my mother.
Oh, okay.
She needs so, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I won't be able to host it. Well, I mean, I could host it from here. I could set up a.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it wouldn't be all. I think, as far as I know, all it would need is like have to be able to ping a couple sites every so often. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I can explain it more later.
I've always I want to set up a website.
Taking
But I
a
don't-
class on that next semester, or sorry, this semester.
What do you want to set it up? What do you want to do with this
I
site?
don't know. I just sort of like want to build
Make
a
a
site
group.
Like just
like I
a
could
site that says "Hello World."
Costs like $5 to $10 per year. So,
for hosting.
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
cost
no,
much.
no, it doesn't.
sorry, to register the domain name.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But to host a server with me, you just gotta be my friend.
You got a friend in me.
No, like Cody when he was setting up his personal website, when he was just before he actually like bought hosting to when he was testing it, because I know you get like a year for pretty cheap hosting.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's $100 to have it hosted for a year, and you get a couple of web pages.
Yeah.
So it's not much, but
Well, it depends on who you're going through and all that. But, yeah.
oh yeah, but like for just like a personal website that doesn't see much traffic.
I'm using Wix, and they're giving me one for free.
Huh? For how long?
Doesn't say.
All right.
Is it because of through your class?
No, I'm building it.
Oh, okay.
Huh,
Just for shits and
Because
giggles.
when I went to the competition, they asked a lot of people to have a domain, like their own website, and I was just like, oh shit, because a lot of people actually did have their own websites with their credentials on it, and I was like, oh well, I don't.
With all the tools available to build personal, like, because there are a lot of tools where like
Why do you build a personal website?
it's literally just like it's
Resume.
Just showing
it's an,
off?
It's an online resume like that. That's
Yeah.
Well,
that's
couldn't you use something like LinkedIn for that, or is it basically just like showing off?
That-
Look,
that
I can
was-
build a
That was
website.
another option
no, it's just
for me.
something about jacobmaskell.com or whatever. It feels very clean. You know exactly how to get to that person because it's
Yeah.
Well,
their
that's-
name.com. Like
The domain is.
it looks good on a business card, honestly, not
Oh, yeah.
like follow me on Twitter, bruh. I got
Unless you're like a YouTuber, and then that's fine.
And also on a website, you can have the links to your professional LinkedIn account and all that.
yeah.
Well, if you ever
can
do-
really customize
If you ever
it.
do, let me know, and I'll penetration test it for you. Even though
Alright.
that doesn't really matter. But
I didn't like. I know what that is, but I didn't like the sound of it either way. Something about the way you said it made me really unhappy.
basically, just break the server and then tell you how I broke it because it's fun to do that.
I mean,
I don't know if you've done that before. They allowed us. They allowed us actually to do that with like our
with-
central.
With the over, what is it called?
Oh, they let you DDoS your central hosting?
No, they with like our My Madison. I don't know if you have something that's similar. Like all of the student accounts and everything.
Oh, real quick.
They allowed us to try and pen test it, but we weren't allowed to use any tools, so there was practically nothing we could do. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like without tools, it's practically impossible to pen test anything reasonably well, unless you're running Kali. But even
So-
that, I think Kali was considered a tool.
So Virginia Tech has a online
Hey,
site
Ben.
called Scholar.
Hey, Ben.
Um, and UVA has the exact same website, except rather than red, it's blue, and it's called something different. It's not called Scholar. It's like it's made by the exact same company.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if what'd you call yours?
My Madison.
I'm curious if it's the same thing. Does it have like tabs? And
Yeah.
the first one is My Workspace.
I don't think it's my workspace.
I think Longwood has something similar. It's called My Longwood. I don't know.
It could very well be that me and Longwood, or ours and our Longwoods might use the same.
But yeah, I just thought it was really funny how they were the exact same thing. So over here, there are some spruce trees that for some reason look planted by a person. I don't have any evidence of such, but just like something about them.
I mean, it could be. How far are you away?
Not too far, and there are a bunch of bunnies around.
Where are you?
Near my castle.
I didn't plant any trees over there.
There are a lot of fucking bunnies here.
That's because it's your castle area.
I slaughtered a bunch of bunnies earlier. Do you remember that, Jacob?
Well, that's rude.
All captured.
I mean, they're still there. They're still in a.
Yeah, but I slaughtered quite a few of them earlier. I remember that. And then you spawned in a giant angry bunny to attack me.
Oh yeah,
What?
that's funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I spawned in a giant angry bunny.
The killer rabbit of Kavanaugh.
I have not heard of that.
So, on a side note, thanks, Ryan. Lord of the Rings,
Oh, yeah.
bitch.
I did remind you about it. I just reminded you a couple seconds after you told me to remind you.
What a piece of shit.
Hey, Ryan, I thought you were tearing down the dome.
What? I am. I was just just finished putting up the land around it, so it'll catch all the glass.
In the past, I don't know, 30 hours, I've watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Good job.
Impressive.
Now,
Oh, the ones that are out. Or have you
No.
watched actually all of them? Did you go and see the third Hobbit movie?
well, okay, so I don't know, a week and a half ago or so,
Mhm.
I watched the second Hobbit movie. I'd already seen the first one. And then with my family, I watched the first one so they could like catch up because me and my sisters went and watched the third one. So I watched the first one. And then went with my sisters to see the third one.
Is it any good?
And yeah, I liked it.
I'll have to go see it.
You get to see Orlando Bloom hold his eyes way too damn open. Like, because the Lord of the Rings take place after The Hobbit,
Yeah.
but Orlando Bloom is the same character, and they want him to look not older in The Hobbit. They're just like, just hold your eyes open as hell. So the motherfucker's just sitting there, glaring your ass down. Because, like, Orlando, I don't know how old Orlando Bloom is. He's probably in his 40s now. Whereas when he recorded Lord of the Rings, he was in his low 30s,
Yeah.
early 30s. But, I mean, it's been...
I oftentimes forget how like relatively new Star Wars, not Star Wars is, Lord of the Rings is. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's the same kind of, for me at least, the thought is like the same kind of age as Star Wars for whatever reason. Like to me, they belong in like the same age, but then I forget that they're like.
I feel like part of it's
Lord of
just
the
the
Rings
fact
was
that
made just like 10 years.
when we sort of reached an age when we could understand, like when I watched Lord of the Rings originally, because I rewatched all three of the Lord of the Rings in a 24-hour period. Like yesterday I watched all three. Yesterday I watched The Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King.
Yeah.
All yesterday. Which, considering the first one is a 3-hour and 10-minute movie, the second one is a 3-hour movie, and the third one is a 3-hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah. The very first, I had never seen it until I was like, I think it was like a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago actually.
What's that?
I had never seen Lord of the Rings, and we bought all three of them because I really wanted to see them because I'd heard so much about them.
They're really fucking good.
And I
Yeah.
sat down and I watched all three of them, just in a row. The first time.
Dude, you're sitting there for half a day.
Yeah. I just holed myself up in my room.
I don't mean like half of a day. I mean like
Half of a day.
half of a 24-hour period, pretty much.
Well, you're there for 9 hours. Ish. It's a little less than half a day. Yeah.
It's still a significant.
I
chunk of
spent
time.
I spent most of the night, actually, watching it.
Like, and they hold up even to, like,
But they still feel like they should belong to like the Star Wars era. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. Like,
At least to me, they always did. They felt like they should belong to the same era that Star Wars came out because they were always that kind of same thing for me. You know, the kind of like that mystical, almost like legendary kind of movies.
Oh,
And it felt like they should have been old. You know what I mean?
Other than Star Wars, what else came around in that time period that was legendary like that?
Spaceballs.
I don't know. It was just like
Significantly more legendary than Star Wars.
it was just that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I have a guess as to why that is. I have no idea if it's right. I imagine it's because of the like. When can you understand a movie as deep as Lord of the Rings, like, and actually like follow it with a number of characters?
When you're older than we were.
You've probably got to be at least 10 years old.
yeah.
Like a clever 10-year-old can probably be like, oh, I see. Legolas wants to fuck the shit out of her. I understand. Yeah, I'd fuck the shit out of Legolas. That's, yeah.
What kind of 10-year-old are you?
Hey. But you know what I mean, like,
Another conversation for another day.
but like old enough to sort of like put it all, like, to hold 9 hours of information in your head
he
at
had an
once.
Oedipus complex, is what it was. Jacob had an Oedipus.
Just with
Actually,
Orlando Bloom. I had an
actually-
Orlando Bloom complex.
I forget how young I was, but I ended up seeing Lord of the Rings like when it first came out, and I had nightmares from one part of it. I forget which part, but
Probably the orcs.
yeah, it was something like the orc's heart being taken out, or
Oh, I know. I think I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, that gave me nightmares for like a week.
Dude, those orcs were fucked up.
Yeah, they were.
Like, they weren't nearly as fucked up in The Hobbit. But like Lord of the Rings, they made them all slimy and shit. Like,
Well, The Hobbit is essentially, well, at least originally it was a kid's book. It was designed to be more. Wasn't The Hobbit written first?
I mean, yeah, yes it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember Tolkien changed how Bilbo got the ring.
Did he?
Yeah. Originally, in the original Hobbit, Smeagol just gave Bilbo the ring. No hassle. Like, after he won the riddle contest, he just gave it to him and he walked away. But after he wrote The Lord of the Rings and he, decided that the ring had all this, like, it was, my precious kind of deal, he made him, basically fight against it and had to have Bilbo steal it. And he actually went back and changed it. And he's, like, infamous for changing things. Like, he's gone back and gone so far as to, like, change the phases of the moon as to what they should have been according to his timeline. He was very, very meticulous about, there are very few inconsistencies between The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which is really impressive, to be honest.
And that's because there's such
And
a
then
big...
there's a Silmarillion as well.
Yeah, in the Silmarillion.
Yeah. He created his own universe.
The Silmarillion really explains the entire universe that it
Like,
all takes place.
Did you
and,
know
like,
Gandalf isn't a human? I never knew that before.
He's immortal.
He's an angel.
Yeah,
He's a lower level angel.
There are five wizards, and they're all low level angels.
Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey, Saruman the White, I can't remember the fucker's name.
Radagast. Radagast the Brown.
Radagast the Brown, and then 2 blue wizards
That are never mentioned.
who just sort of fuck off and do their own thing.
Yeah. I assume north and south.
Yeah. Did you know that humans are? I can't remember the god's name, but humans
It's
are his favorite race.
Yeah,
Do you know
it's his
why?
favorite creation. Because he gave them the gift of death,
Yep.
if I remember correctly.
But do you know why that's significant?
I can't remember, to be honest.
So elves and elves live. Elves
I
are.
watched the CGP Grey video on this. That's how I know the information. Anyways, keep going. I haven't actually read the Silmarillion.
It's on my to read list. elves are, in theory, eternal. Like, they don't actually have to die.
Right.
Unless,
As long as they don't fall by blade or poison or whatever, they're immortal.
yeah. Dwarves live extraordinarily long lives, at least compared to humans. Not as long as elves, obviously, but still, they live a very long time.
Well, it's hard to live longer than immortal.
Yeah, it's sort of a tough thing to do. And hobbits don't live that long. Hobbits live about
They
the
live
same.
longer than human.
Yeah, but not by much.
Yeah, they live.
Human
They,
life
they
expectancy.
live over 100 normally.
It
Don't
was
they?
a bit.
I think they normally hit 100.
No, no,
I-
no.
Like
It
at
was
the
a
end of
bit-
their lives.
It's a big deal that Bilbo lives over 100.
Well, he lives to like 111. I thought that was a big deal.
Well, he lives to 111, and the only reason he lives to 111 is because
'Cause
of
of the ring.
the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you sleep, Ben?
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Oh, not yet. But yeah. Anyways, continue.
But hobbits live with the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Elves live so long that they become of the earth, and they live
Dwarves
in
live
trees.
in the earth.
Dwarves live of the earth, but in the ground.
Yeah.
Humans are the only creature that lives short enough to where they actually shape the world around them, rather than becoming one with the world.
All right, you can sleep now, Ben.
That's what the
I'm in the bed.
that's what the gift of death is all about.
Yeah.
Is
It's
the-
day.
Is the fact that humans are actually a force of change, which is why most of the other races don't like them and consider them greedy. Is because they
Well,
built.
me also that they're greedy, but
Well, I mean,
in comparison, they're greedy.
but
But that
also
greed
I
kind
could,
of has that greed has its benefits.
yeah, it means that they're going to do something.
Yeah.
You know,
It means they have ambition and that they try and do things. They can change, either
Yeah.
for the good or for the worse.
yeah, which is also why they were given 9 rings, whereas the elves were given 3 and the dwarves
Yeah.
were given 5.
Yeah.
Was it
Wasn't yeah, 3, 5, and 9, or 3, 5, and 7, or was it 3, 5, and 9?
3, 5, and 9? Humans definitely
Yeah.
got 9.
Yeah, because there are the 9 ring wraiths. But yeah, Sauron, wasn't he a higher level angel? Wasn't he like the Maker's right hand man? I can't remember. I just call him the Maker because that's what they call him in Dragon Age. But I can't remember.
Saruman.
No, not Saruman. Sauron.
Oh, yeah, Sauron.
He was a high level angel.
Yeah, whereas the wizards are low-level angels.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't defeat him easily. I feel like Sauron is like the Lucifer of the.
Yeah, definitely.
He rebelled because he didn't like. Was it because he didn't like humans? Because that would be very Lucifer.
It wasn't
think
because he
it
didn't
might have
like
been-
humans. It was because he was jealous of their creation of life.
Oh, okay.
He was jealous of the god, like the main. I can't remember his name, but whatever the
Yeah.
god's name, his creation of dwarves and elves and humans. And so he made.
Iru Illivator. Iru Illivator. I can send you the link. It's ERAILUVATAR.
Here, just type it into Skype real quick.
Here, I'll send you. It is. That's the link, and it's Iru.
Where the fuck did you send it to me from?
Iru Il.
Are you sending it in the group chat or?
Yeah,
Okay.
Illuvatar with the with an accent over the U.
I haven't gotten it. Can you copy and paste it into Minecraft?
Yeah.
I probably could have Googled it quicker, but
So it's Iru Illuvatar with the accent over the U.
Iru Ilavatar. Iru. Okay.
Just call him Illuvatar
Now I could be wrong,
or Iru.
but
First name basis.
in Lord of the Rings, they're not orcs and they're not goblins. Aren't the ones that come out of Isengard, aren't they a orc goblin hybrid?
They might be.
And that Saruman conjured up himself. Like,
It could very well be.
I'm
Saruman
pretty sure
conjured
that
up life himself.
I'm pretty sure that they're a fucked up hybrid of
Yeah.
orc and goblin.
Isn't the That's what.
Which Sauron taught him how to mix
Yeah.
mix the, because Sauron
Created
created
orcs and goblins from elves and dwarves and
Well,
humans.
he made goblins from elves as like
Yeah.
a demented, tortured version, and then he made orcs of his own design.
Oh, okay.
From what I
But
understand.
I do know that the beast in the Mines of Moria. I can't remember its name for some reason. The flame one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember his name for whatever reason.
It's something fucked up.
But he's actually a low-level angel as well.
Yeah, he's sort of
And
a
that's how-
primordial.
And that's how Gandalf could take him on so easily. Well, relatively easily. That's how Gandalf could kill him.
Yeah.
Was because they were of the same rank,
Also,
essentially.
I didn't quite. Gandalf died, right?
I think he
Yeah.
died and then was reincarnated because Saruman turned his back on the Maker. I think, or Iluvatar. I'm pretty sure Iluvatar like reanimated.
Because there can only be one white
Gandalf's
wizard.
yeah, he reanimated Gandalf's place in Saruman's place. You know what I mean?
As a white wizard.
Well, I don't know if Gandalf can die. Just like the beast in the Mines of Moria, I don't know if it can die necessarily. It can maybe go away for a while, but I'm not sure if it can die.
Well, I'm pretty sure Gandalf died. And because
But at the
there
very
was-
least, he was essentially upgraded to the
Yeah.
White Wizard because Saruman turned his back on the humans.
yeah, which is actually like Saruman was weakened by losing his backing,
Yeah, that's how they could defeat him.
and that's how he could rip. That's why Gandalf was able to remove Saruman's hold on.
Isengard.
No, the king of the.
Oh
Rohans.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know what you're talking
That's
about.
how he was able to remove his hold on him.
Because he was so weakened.
Yeah, it's because slowly Saruman was losing power.
Well, I mean, it's like a paladin turning his back on their god.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
essentially stripped of their power because that's where their power came from.
Now
Though-
Saruman
though
was
I
still
guess
very
Sauron-
powerful.
Because I guess Sauron kept his power, but I think he more distilled his power into the ring.
Well,
And that's the reason that he kept his power even though he turned his back on the Maker, was because he was able to distill his power.
and that's why when the ring was destroyed.
He died because it was essentially his source of power and his source of life.
Now also he had been killed anyway. Like
I
his physical being had at
yeah,
one
his
point.
physical being had been destroyed, but as I said, I'm still not certain they can die.
Yeah.
I'd have to
yeah.
actually look at that.
Yeah. I really want to read the Silmarillion.
I'm getting some spikes too bad.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I might be exploring. I'm not 100% sure.
You might be generating new chunks. Anyways,
I'll
But yeah.
turn around and lighten up. The server needs a good reboot anyway, but I'm nowhere.
I find Lord of the Rings mythology really, really interesting for whatever reason.
I
That and also
I-
like comics. I can read wikis about things for just hours on end. Like I can't tell you how many hours I spent on like Marvel and DC comic wikis. Just because I get like caught up in one thing and then I just read like everything I can.
when I was watching Arrow,
That's what also would happen.
like I started doing that. Like I would read on the backstory of a lot of people,
Like
just because I
and
found it really interesting.
I was
Like,
also watched Marvel Agents of Shield, and I would do that as well as like a name would pop up, and I feel like that's a significant name, and so I would Google it, and I would just start reading about their backstory and
yeah.
spend the next
As a side note,
hour and a half reading
Ryan.
backstories of every character ever.
on Arrow, Felicity.
What?
Felicity's fucking hot.
Which one's Felicity?
In Arrow,
Yeah.
she is part of the crew of Diggle and
Yeah. Oh, The computer person?
Yeah,
Yo, yeah.
dude.
It took me a
Like,
minute.
it's just like, yo, yeah.
Dude, hold on.
Like, I don't see how Oliver hasn't gotten with her yet, to be honest.
Right.
I thought, like,
Dude, Ben, just Google Felicity Smoke. SMOAK.
Hold on. How do you spell Felicity?
Felicity. Fucking sound it out.
Felicity.
Phonics, nigga.
Felicity Smoke.
SMOAK.
Yeah.
All I
And-
had to do was use Google's speech thing.
Dude.
Them glasses, though.